Y'all know what time it is. Back with another one. I know y'all missed me a little bit. Had to take a little break from the videos because YouTube, they got me slowing down a little bit. But I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna get straight to the point because I mean it's a new year. My channel ain't really started if y'all ain't noticed. I'm just trying to get my followers to a certain level. Now they at a certain level now where it's getting close to 1,000. Now I'll start getting my watch time going. Um, when I first started and my channel was first going good and everything, I almost had the 4,000 watch time hours when I was first doing my videos and stuff, going over my dogs and stuff, showing my papers and all that stuff. So I was backwards. I had the watch time hours, but I didn't have the followers. So now I'm getting close to the followers because I'm doing more shorts, but now I ain't got the watch time hours. I got to get that back up. So the videos is about to come. If y'all didn't know, my channel ain't even really got started. So I'm just I just putting the receipts out so y'all can know who y'all talking to when I go to starting and talking about this stuff. You just ain't listening to somebody without, showing and telling. So, but we gonna get straight into it. At the minute mark, we already gonna get going. This video is, what is a battlecross? That's what this video gonna be about. And I had another video I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it, soon. But I'm tired of somebody, people keep acting like they don't know what a battlecross is, or they want somebody to tell you what a battlecross is. So I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna try not to be, harsh. I'm just going to show and tell. I'm gonna show you what a battlecross is, since you don't know, or you act like you don't know. Well, you might don't know because the way your dogs is bred, but I'm finna show you. I'm finna show anybody that. This is a video ain't nobody made. Ain't nobody put a video. All my videos is videos nobody ain't made. I got another one that's coming out that ain't nobody made. And, I don't know how much, it's going to blow up, but it's only for the real ones. Like I said, this channel is only for the real ones. This is entertainment and educational purposes only. Okay? So what is a battlecross? Show and tell. Okay? So we're going to use my old dog I sent to New York. I don't know what her name was, but we'll just give her a little love. Way back in the days, I sent her. See, I put this way in there in 2012. We in 2025, if y'all don't notice, okay? This ain't, bulldogging for a while, okay? Sending dogs all over for a while. All right. So what is a battlecross? You see the way I'm naming this right here? You see them different lines of dogs? That's 5 different lines, right? You can say, that's what it's heavy. Heavy, the top is Bullet Molly B, which is really a kind of Bullet Eli, but it's a lot of Molly B in there closer. You pick the dogs. I ain't going to really spend a whole lot of time on these pedigrees because some of y'all that's been following know the pedigrees, or y'all can go back and watch these videos. I done went over them in thorough. But this is a show and tell on what is a battlecross, okay? So you see them 2 names. You can say some other names, but you can say the top is a heavy Bullet Molly B type dog. Then you can say the bottom is more of a heavy Bulls, Red Boy, Snooty type dog. Those are 5 different lines. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's a battlecross. It ain't inbred off just the Yellow John stuff or just the Jocko stuff. It's inbred off and line bred off different dogs. That's what makes it the battlecross. When you start adding heavy 5 and 4 and 6 different lines of dogs in one pedigree. Now, let me explain something to you here. Like I said, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We're just talking. I didn't come up with this, or nobody else didn't come up with this, but the Bulldoggers. Bulldoggers call their dogs battlecross dogs because they work. So that's how you first get the battlecross pedigree first. That's how you first get it. You get the name because they working. Really working, not talking, not just picking and choosing stuff, really working. They working dogs. You breed them, they working. The puppies working. You just go through the puppies. That's why they call them battle crosses, because they actually work. Okay? Like I said, you got to be bulldogging to understand this. The really bulldogging, not used to bulldogging, really do still bulldogging. Okay? Now, Show and tell. I ain't started explaining, so let me explain what I'm talking about for people that's the slow, that don't understand, okay? I just went over the names, okay? I got it written in there. And let's go over the pedigree quickly. Just a little bit. I ain't spending much time on it. I'm at 5 minutes. All right, so we see King and BB, okay? Them 5 lines, or you can say 6 or whatever. You can just pick out some. It's just like the cartoons. We all watch cartoons. Voltron, you know, Captain Planet, you know, the list goes on. It's a plenty of all these, you know, cartoons and movies, or mostly cartoons, where people form together. They all go together and they form the one big robot. And then what do? They go battle. Now, the lions can all battle by themselves, but they ain't battling on the same level as when they form Voltron. That's what this pedigree is doing. Forming Voltron. Okay? That's why they call it a battlecross, because it's forming Voltron. It's forming something that is straight working. That's getting stuff done, okay? So now, what do I mean by that? Okay, let me show and tell. King. He is not really a battlecross dog. Why? Because he's a stony dog. Line bred. Stony Jr. What is that? That's top and bottom. What is stony? A Cotton's bullet dog with the red Jerry. La Passe. You see? Red dog. That's what he is. All the way down to pedigree. On 3rd generation back, the whole bottom side is line bred off of the stuff. The Stony Jr. What is Stony Jr.? More the same thing. Stony. Red dog. You see? The same thing. It's a bullet dog. So he can't be battlecross because he a line bred bullet dog. And then he got the Eli cross with him. You know, he got the Woods Red Boy. It's double bred off the Woods Red Boy. Okay. Got all that Eli, that Molly B. With the red dog, with the Stony, with this, you see? With the Hargroves Rufus, Eli. You see? So he can't be a battlecross dog, really. You can argue he is if you take the pedigree back a little bit, and you can, but he's more of a line bred. He's a Cotton's Bullet Eli type dog, okay? So he can't be battlecrossed. He can't be battle bred. He's not a battle bred really dog. You can argue maybe if you want to get technical, but this is for entertainment and educational purposes only, just trying to show and tell, okay? So that's why he's not really a battlecross dog, okay? Show and tell now. I ain't just talking. BB. Okay? She's not a battlecross dog. What is she? She's an Emic Red Boy dog. Okay? You see the Emic? Granddaughter of Emic. Champion Emic. Top and bottom. She's inbred off the Emic stuff. So she can't be battlecrossed because she's line bred off the Emic stuff. Okay? And the Mim stuff. What is Emic? Really go back to some Eli stuff too a little bit, but you know, it's got some crosses in there, bulls type stuff. But you can see that's what she's bred off of, the Emic stuff heavy. And then what is Mim's honey? All the Red Boy, the Marlowe stuff, straight off of it, okay? And then she got an outcross of some stuff. I done went over her pedigree. This is just for show and tell purposes only, okay? All right. So she's not really a battlecross dog. You know, she's line bred off the Emic and the Mim stuff. She's an Emic Mims dog. Okay? But when you put them together, they form Voltron. Battlecross. You see? Now you put them together. This is a battlecross pedigree. It don't matter about the lights. It don't matter about all that. It matter about lights to you if you can't read pedigrees and don't know how to take stuff back. That lights don't mean nothing. It's just trying to show people what they looking at. You know, if them lights come from dogs that ain't hitting on nothing, they lit up, but they ain't hitting on nothing because the competition won't nothing. So you excited about a dog that's had so competition, and you think you're doing something. Yeah, you are until you run across some real bulldogs. You know. So yeah, that's what a battlecross is. Now that's one example. Okay. Hope you catching on, but if you don't, here's example number 2. Okay. I'll use old Titus. You know. Okay, what we got? We got that same battlecross I showed you before, right? Now we added Miss Future to it. So here's now another battlecross pedigree. Once again, the bulldoggers name them battlecrosses because they bulldogging and they working. So now they form in Voltron, and when they form Voltron, you know what happened every time they form Voltron on the cartoons. You can see Voltron get beat up. You can see him have trouble sometimes, but we all know at the end of the day what's going to happen on that Voltron cartoon. Okay? So here's another one that has formed Voltron. Okay? Now, show and tell. I can't just talk about it. I got to show y'all. Miss Future. Y'all done seen the top. Miss Future. Okay. Why is she not battlecrossed? Because she's a Yellow John Chinaman dog. That's what she's heavy off of. Yellow John and Chinaman. So it ain't really a battlecross because it's all Yellow John and Chinaman, really. And Yellow John ain't nothing but Red Boy Jocko and Chinaman Frisco stuff. You see? Now, what do I mean by that? Oh, I don't really see it in the 4 generations where you got to take a pedigree back. Okay? We gonna click once. We gonna click once for y'all. They always say, oh, you're going back too far. Okay? Frisco. China dog. Okay? That's her daddy. Heavy Chinaman dog. Okay? She got a lot of spiky. You got a lot of spiky in them too and stuff. Spike and stuff. But you see all that Chinaman Frisco. Okay? That's the top of them. That's the daddy. Buster. Grand champion. And then Polar Bear. Chinaman Frisco. Heavy. So she can't be a battlecross because she's a Chinaman Frisco Yellow John type dog. Where's the Yellow John? Xena down here. Yellow John. All that Yellow John. The tank's yellow. Okay. Nasty Boys Capone. All that yellow. So she can't be battlecross because she's line bred off the yellow. She's a yellow dog. She's a yellow on the bottom, Chinaman Frisco at the top. You know, that's two or three heavy 2 or 3 dogs really that she really bred off of. But now when you take and add it together, they form Voltron. See? Battlecross pedigree. You know what the top is, I done went over it. You know what the bottom is, I done went over it. Add them together, they form Voltron. And once again, the bulldoggers name them battlecross dogs because they really work. Okay? Comprende? All right, this was short and sweet, 15 minutes. You know, what is a battlecross dog? I just showed you. You know, you got something to say about it, put it in the comments and embarrass yourself. Because all you're going to do is let people know who really bulldog and who really knows stuff. Peace.